Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my first Q&A for this week, leading up to Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 13, This Land Is Your Land. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen episode 12, Brother's Keeper, which was on last night, I did the usual review, predictions for episode 13. So if you missed either of those, definitely want to check them out. They're in the channel. If you like Fear, I would say episode 12, one of the absolute best episodes of Fear that they've ever done for sure. And I think really cementing this season as, you know, the best season Fear the Walking Dead has ever had by far. I mean, you know, there's really no question at this point. People are even starting to compare Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 to The Walking Dead Season 7 and say that Season 3 of Fear is better than The Walking Dead Season 7. For that one, I think we should maybe we got to wait to see all of Season 3 first. We got to wait to see the last few episodes. But I can definitely see and make the case right now that Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 is better than Season 7, the original Walking Dead. I think there's some really cool things about Fear that have kind of a nostalgic feel, but are being told in a new way. If you look at episode 12, Brother's Keeper, there's a lot of stuff in it that really reminded me kind of those early days of the zombie apocalypse and trying to survive while all these things just keep on happening all around our characters. In episode 12, of course, we see kind of the, I want to say, final confrontation between Jake and Troy, which brought back some cool memories of you know, Shane versus Rick, like in season 2, when really the group was just kind of trying to survive. Fear the Walking Dead still has that kind of survival horror you know, mentality right now with really good drama, I think. So season 3, very impressive. Definitely check out the review last night if you guys missed it. Episode 12 was just amazing, really amazing. So very impressed right now with Fear. Really glad I personally stuck with the show. There has been a lot of negativity in and around the show. Fans of the original series not accepting Fear, people unsubscribing when I do Fear videos, stuff like this. But I personally, just for my own enjoyment, am really happy that I stayed with Fear, kept reviewing it with you guys, and kept trying to enjoy it, trying to be positive about it, because I feel like this season has really just brought us a very unique season of Walking Dead, and one that can definitely stand on its own by itself, I think, as really great, very entertaining to watch this season through for people who like zombie apocalypse stuff. So the first question for this one will come from FC Schaeffer, who says, absolutely awesome episode. Fear the Walking Dead is kicking the Walking Dead's ass this season. And who thought Nick would beat Neegan in dropping the first F-bomb in the Walking Dead? So that's something that I really forgot to mention in the review. I noticed it, I wrote it down, and then I did the review, and I was just so fanboying over all the stuff they were doing. I totally forgot about him dropping an F-bomb when it made sense perfectly, because here he sees this zombie herd coming through, and he's just like, fuck. Like it just comes out. It's like the word that you use. So that was awesome, man. You know, that's another thing about the episode last night that was great, and I apologize to you guys for not mentioning it in the review. That's really cool. You know, it's cool that Fear is willing to do things that the original Walking Dead series is not willing to do due to its notoriety, its popularity, advertising, and this kind of stuff. Whereas with Fear, you know, they'll go there. And, you know, that was really cool to see. You know, they should probably do more of it. I mean, really, for hardcore fans, you know, that's going to be something that can also set it apart and really make it unique, even though it has these things that remind us nostalgically of some early Walking Dead stuff in the first few seasons, I want to say. At the same time, you know, they can mix it up and make it different in other good ways to keep it original, because you wouldn't want it to be an exact duplicate or copy and just be boring in that way. But that was so cool to see Nick drop an F-bomb. And you'd think that he would. Like, he's a junkie and everything. You know, he's like he's been a junkie at times in the show when the show first starts, and has a lot of issues. You'd think that he would. So that was really cool to see that for sure. Vogue T 2004 says, I think it would be interesting to see everyone react to Travis as a walker crawling in the back of the horde with half of his body crushed. So that's from Vogue T 2004. I think that would be just a crushing scene if they were to bring that through. But I think you have to have Madison there for it. I think if you're going to have it have the maximum impact that it could have, you'd have to have Madison, Strand, and Walker Taka return, then kind of clear out the rest. You'd have to have everybody together, and they'd have to have this, slow zombie coming through, and Madison, maybe Alicia sees it first, looks towards Madison or something, and then Madison sees it, and it's just like, oh man, that would be season finale worthy type of stuff. If they did that, it's like one of the best seasons ever of a TV series. I don't think they will, because they'd have to have Cliff Curtis come back, and I don't know if he'd be willing to do that. He's busy and everything this year with the Avatar casting and all that. So I don't know if he would want to come back after that. It sounds like we'll probably never see the character again, even in zombified form. But if they went that route, if they did that, that would just be crushing, amazing, for sure, absolutely. Kattegat H says, QnA Trev, where the hell is Luciana? Is she the Heath of Fear? LOL. I mean, she just took off. Come on, girl. And that's true, and Nick hasn't really mentioned her since she left. So that's one where that is kind of a loose end for Fear, I want to say. And there are quite a few of those. Now, you could argue, because it's early days in the zombie apocalypse, that people will go their separate ways. And not everybody's going to stay together, and that's normal. So that's true, but from a storytelling perspective, you probably would want to bring Luciana back at some point for Nick. So I don't think we've seen the end of her 100%. If we never see the character again, that to me would kind of rub me the wrong way. So maybe not this season. It's definitely not something we need to see right now. But in season 4, season 5, to get to see the character again would be cool for Nick. And it's also interesting that they just kind of split like that. They had a really strong relationship. It just kind of, that was it. She's left, and then that's all there was to it. So I think he'll see her again at some point. I think so. I think there's some story there that they could use for sure. Next one's from Swag Cactus, who says, I am very disappointed they didn't use the Nick Guts trick. That was a huge part of the story, and they've dropped it all off in season 3. But there's always next week. So that's true. When they get stuck in the helicopter, somehow they got to get out of there. I can't see zombies killing both Nick and Troy in one episode. I just cannot see that at all. So they got to get out of there somehow. Maybe Alicia or somebody else will, barge out and save them or something. But it would be cool to see if Nick could do it and maybe show Troy the trick. Because if Troy doesn't know it and he cuts off one of the ones that's through the window, if Nick somehow cut off the arm or something, and he's like, okay, take the blood and whatever, maybe that wouldn't be enough. But take the blood, cover yourself with it all over. That'd be cool if Troy kind of learned that from him. He'd make him even more dangerous than he already is, which I don't know if you can get much more dangerous. He's pretty much almost wiped out the whole ranch at this point, single-handedly, which is crazy to think of. Jonathan Silbiger says, yet another premature kill in Cooper. They should have killed off his other militia buddy. Cooper had a badass bow skills and more lines and overall more badass to go to the future of the show. Just saying overall, like the episode though. And that is one thing I would have to agree with there, is that he was a cool character, and it was a big death. It just, having that death as well as the Jake death made it feel very finale-esque. You could have used that as a finale. I don't think anybody would complain. I said that last night in the predictions video. So this is what it is for episode 13. But, that is one thing about Fear, that you could say maybe they're killing off characters too quickly. But it seems like we got enough characters right now that I'm interested. At the beginning of the season when they killed Travis off, I was like, oh no, they're going to destroy the show. They're going to wreck the whole show. And then it's been one of the best seasons ever, so after they did that. So, at this point, I kind of have faith they're going to kill off that character, yeah, but there's other characters that are going to come through. You got Strand returning, you got Daniel out there, you got the Dam and those characters, so Walker and the others. So, they do have quite a few. It's just that we don't have that many early season characters left. So, there probably are some of them that are safe for the most part. I don't see them killing off, Madison, the family, the whole family, right? The Clark family, Madison, Alicia, Nick, they're all safe, right? So Daniel probably, so you guys get where I'm going with this. But with that, you could argue that, but I thought it just made the episode very epic. And, he's kind of the big guy giving his life to save everybody else, right? So he's fighting them off and everything. He's big. They're all going towards him because they see a lot of meat, right? And they're on him, and it's just, hey man, you know, you can't win them all, right? So he would sacrifice himself so the others can get to the pantry and everything. And the last one will be from insert name here, who says, if Jake had just shot Troy, then Jake would be alive. So if Jake had just shot Troy, then Jake would be alive. That's true. That's true. I almost would want to save that for an entire video by itself because that is so loaded. But we'll go through it quickly. And that is that because Jake is not able to make the hard decisions and sacrifice his morals in order to, you know, and go to that level to do that, right, in order to survive himself, it did cost him his life in this instance, right? Personally, as a viewer, you know, I'm happy to see Troy be the one live because he's just so interesting and so fun, right? As we got to see in episode 12 for sure. You know, so it makes sense. Jake, kind of the nice guy type of deal. You know, I don't know if he would ever be like a strong leader, if he could ever kind of be that. At first, when the series starts off, he seems to be like that, but he does kind of have a support group there with him and that, and he is Troy's older brother, so Troy kind of looks to him, that kind of thing. So, man, yeah, that's true. If he'd have been more selfish like that, and if he'd have just done it, then that's all there would have been to it. But we've seen him do stupid stuff before, like put himself in harm's way, like with Taka and that, you know, things like that, almost getting scalped and everything. So, yeah, we've seen it before. It's not that much of a surprise, so it's what it is. But you're right. If he had been more cold-blooded, so to speak, and just gone for it, you know, maybe that's the type of character that's going to survive in a zombie apocalypse. And when you look at it, a character like Jake or Dale or Herschel or characters like this that are too nice to others, you know, maybe they can't make it. Is what it is. We'll end it on that. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you'll check out in the end videos here, the videos from last night if you haven't seen them. And I really hope you guys are enjoying Fear the Walking Dead. You know, I really don't see what else they could do to get people to like it if people just don't like it. If this doesn't work after this season, I can't see the show getting a season 5 or season 6. So let's support the show, guys. Let's have fun with it. Let's appreciate that they're even doing it for us as, you know, hardcore Walking Dead fans. And let's you know, let's be positive about it. If you like this video, please don't forget, thumb it up below. Leave me more questions. If you guys want to see another Q&A, maybe tomorrow or the next day for Fear, leave them below, or for the original Walking Dead, no problem. You can do that too. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.